Hello friends, Intuitive Rene here, and bringing you another deck walkthrough. So this is a deck that has been released now in 2020, and it arrived by me a couple of days ago, and yeah, it's taken me a little bit of time, a couple of days to find the time to do the walkthrough with you. But this is a deck that I've bought for me. A lot of the decks I buy to use on my channel, I buy to use with my clients, but this one is for me because this is the Shadowland Tarot, and it is by the amazing Bodirsky. And I just love this deck. The artwork is not going to appeal to everybody, but it appeals to me, and I really like what the deck stands for and just the whole lot about it. So it comes in quite a nice big box. As you can see, it does have a magnetic clasp, so it's a secure box. It keeps your book and your cards quite safe. My cards probably won't live in the box because I like mine to stay in easily accessible, and I find if they're in a box and I have to unpack everything, I get irritated. So I generally like to put my put my cards in a bag or something. But let's have a look at the box, and I'll take you through the contents. So it is really bright yellow. On the back of the box, it says to you, shadows are said to be part of unlit corners of a space where creatures lurk and mystery dwells. They may also manifest on a personal or even global level to convey demons, fears, or anxieties. In a broader sense, shadows signify unresolved trauma and bring it to the forefront of our subconscious as aspects of ourselves that we can fully acknowledge: the skeletons, the mummies, the spiders, bats, crows, and ghosts that we hide. So this deck is all about working with your shadow. What I do like across the bottom here, the little 3 bullet points that you probably can't see. I just realized that it's far too small. But anyway, it says, offers an easy to use and in-depth method of accessing, integrating, and healing your unresolved issues or trauma. For any level of reader interested in exploring the shadow sides of personality. And then it says to you, say hello to the 78 pieces of your personality that you have kept locked in the shadows. So I am very, very excited to have this deck, very excited to work with this deck. So let's open it up and see what we have inside. So it is bright yellow. I love, love, love the bright yellow. I love everything about it. So there we have the actual book itself, with the bright yellow cover. Shadowland Tarot, it's got her name there, and if we open it up, I have flipped through the book. I haven't really looked at it yet. I'm going to just put the box out of the way there for a second so we can focus on the book. It is a chunky book. There is a lot in it, and I have watched a couple of other reviews. I have watched a couple of other videos that people have said, and a lot of people have said they've actually bought the deck or bought the kit for the book because the book is so amazing. And I agree. I like the cards. I have to confess, I do like the cards, but this book is just a gem. So the first thing I love about the book, and I have to take you through it, is if we just get to the first couple of pages. If you watch this little spider here, it's my favorite part of the book. Let's see if I can do it. And the spider crawls all the way down the page. I love it. You know, little details like that just really sell me, and I love it. So I haven't really paged through the book. I have flipped through and let the spider run up and down the side a couple of times, but anyway. So it is a full color book, which I really appreciate and I really value. It's a good quality print. It's good quality paper. It really is a book that's going to last and going to work with for a long time. The table of contents just blows my mind. It is amazing. So we have the individual cards for the major arcana, the individual cards for the minor, individuals for the minor arcana, and then how to use the card layouts, tarot FAQ, conclusion, endnotes, and a bibliography. So you really, and in the beginning, before we get to the major arcana, you've got a foreword, a preface, an introduction, and the actual Shadowland cards themselves. And you can see the foreword by Liz Dean is quite phenomenal. The preface, the introduction, here she talks about shadows, a little bit about Pamela Coleman Smith. So this is an RWS inspired deck, okay? House of Shadows, Lenormand, what's inside, what is the Shadowland Tarot, and just this paragraph here, it says to you, the Shadowland Tarot was created as a tool for beginners as well as experienced readers and can be used in many ways. It is a deck for creative individuals who are willing to explore the realm of imagination and are able to truthfully address shadows. Like its creator, the deck is blunt with a dry wit. So if you're looking for fuzzy kittens and airbrushed art, turn back now. This deck was created with a pen and ink and watercolor. The drawings resemble Awkward Love Child of Edward Gorey and Wednesday Addams. So yes, that in itself just, again, it sold me. I love this deck. And I am so looking forward to working with it. So for each of the cards, and let's crease the spine. For each of the cards, you get a color image of the card. You get the heading of it. There's a little paragraph. It gives you information about it, describes the image, standing on top of a mountain, blah, blah, blah. You get keywords, shadow aspect, you get a message, and then you get reflections. And I think it's this reflection section that is what everybody is so excited about. Let me just bring it closer, that you can see just that reflection section. So for the first card, which is card 0, the Fool, the reflections, what am I seeking at this stage of my life? Am I feeling reckless? Do I feel stuck on my current path, unable to start again? Or do I change paths whenever things get difficult? So, these are some real questions. These are questions that we sometimes are too afraid to ask ourselves. And I think that's what this deck is about. This deck is going to help you to face that, to look at that, so that we can heal our past, so that we can be happy and content in the now, so that we can have an awesome future. So that's my understanding of working with shadow. Shadow is things past, things that we've buried, things that we've suppressed, parts of ourselves that have become so ingrained in who we are that we don't even notice it. But it is parts that can be worked on. It is parts that can be improved on. So you get a full page for each of the major arcanas. And if I just flip past all the majors, going into the individual minor arcana, into the individual suits, she explains each of the suits. And then again, we still get the same 2 pages for each of the minor arcana. So we get the card itself, a description of the image, keywords, the shadow aspect, the message itself, and the same reflection. Well, not the same reflection questions, different reflection questions. There are 5. So it looks like 5. Let's just jump a whole bunch of pages ahead. That one also looks like 5. So yes, the book is phenomenal. So I want to devour the book in its entirety. And then let's just get to the section at the back here. Right, where does it start? Okay, so that's the last of the minor arcana. How to use the cards. There's a methodology, bonding with the Shadowland cards, cleansing, charging, and storing the cards. So this is valuable information for a beginner. This is valuable information for somebody who's just starting out with tarot, who doesn't really know, what it's all about. Significators, timing of your readings, how to ask questions. And to me, this bit of information needs to be so expanded on. To me, it's the one area where I see people struggle with tarot, is how to ask the questions. We know what we want to ask, but it's the wording and it's the putting it together that people really struggle with. Then we have symbolism. She's got the minor arcana explaining swords, explaining pentacles, so explaining the different suits. Then she goes into explaining what the major arcana is all about. We have short descriptions. We've got some numerology information, court cards, and again, an area that is people struggle with, reversals. I love this, spiritual hygiene and reading environment, because we forget about that. And how to shuffle the cards, and then different card layouts. And this is, again, where she really goes into quite a lot of information, as you can see, giving you a whole bunch of different spreads, and she really explains it. She really gives you gives you enough detail that you can understand. I've seen in some guidebooks where you look at a spread and you think, okay, so then they say first card is the second card that, and you're like, well, how does that all work? She's really put it all together quite nicely in this book. So, and then the FAQ, which was really quite an interesting little add-on. It's the first time I've seen that in a guidebook. But, I mean, just to take you through the first one, for example, can you change your destiny if you receive a bad reading? Again, valuable question. It's the kind of question that sits on a lot of people's minds, and they're too afraid to ask. And here we have it. And it says, and this is from obviously her perspective, Monica Bodirsky. She says, my personal belief is of both free will and destiny. So we may each receive whatever luck has been passed on to us through ancestry, or given a destiny, yes, but we also have free will to choose our paths in life. So, and she's got 17 FAQs, and then we have a conclusion, end notes, bibliography, and there is information about the author. So just about Monica herself, it says, Monica Bodirsky is a first-generation Canadian artist, author, educator, root-working witch and professional tarot reader with over 40 years experience and spiritual training. I love that. I'm not going to bore you and read it all. It is all there. So if you're going to go and get the deck, you will have all this glorious information in the palm of your hands. So this is definitely, I'm not a guidebook person, I have to be honest. Most of my decks, I sort of, the day I get the deck, I flip through the guidebook, and then the guidebook goes in the box and I never refer to it again. With my oracle cards, I never look at the guidebook. I think there's somewhere they haven't even creased the spine yet, but this is a book I certainly am going to be going through in detail and working with over a period of time, because like I said to you, this deck is not one that I will be using. I might use it once or twice on social media, but this, and I won't be using it for readings with clients. This deck is mine. mine. Right, so I'm going to put the book out the way, bring the box back in. So I have removed, there was a little plastic piece around the cards. I have removed that, and I have flipped through the cards, but they're still in order. They have not been shuffled yet, and let's go and take a look at them. So try and get them out. And it didn't work first time, but we'll get there. Sorry for making the camera jump. So you can see in the box, it does have the finger cutouts to pull the cards out quite nicely. This is a loose insert, so if you wanted to take it out, you could. But I'm going to store my box and my book like that on the shelf, and that's where it will live. And here we have the cards. So this is the back of the cards. It is that beautiful bright yellow. They are reversible, so the cards work both ways. And I have seen, again, some people have said that the yellow is a bit too bright. I love it, because shadow work is in your face kind of stuff. You know, as far as I'm concerned, if you're going to be doing shadow work, it's not fun. It shouldn't be fun. Shadow work is about hard work. It's about facing and not avoiding the obvious. So this bright yellow, to me, it works. It works. The cards do come with this beautiful gold gilding on the sides, which I really do enjoy. It really is quite sparkly and pretty, and we're going to go through the cards themselves very quickly. So I'm just going to place that there. I want to zoom in so that you can see. Hold a second. I think that's good enough. Right, let's take you through the cards very quickly. So as I said earlier on, if you're thinking that this is going to be a deck with butterflies and unicorns, you might as well just stop the video right now. The imagery, it's supposed to invoke something within you. The imagery of these cards is supposed to be, I don't want to say it's not supposed to be pleasant, because I do find them comical, fun and pleasant, but it's supposed to invoke an emotion within you to help you look at and face your shadow and your demons, your fears and your anxieties. So the first card we have is card 0, which is typically known as the Fool, but it has been changed here to the Seeker, because again, when working with this card, you are seeking, you are looking. Okay, so the Seeker represents you. And I love how the head has fallen off. He's holding the bag. The cat is directing and saying to him which direction to go. We have the cliff right there, and you know, he is, this person, the Seeker, is quite oblivious as to where they're going and whether they're going to be falling off the cliff or not. Okay, so we have Seeker. We then have Magician, and again, Magician has everything that he needs, everything he needs to achieve. And I love how the plants have got eyes, even the science equipment has got eyes. I think it's absolutely amazing. 3 legs, and look at the table's legs. The table's legs are all different. I love it. The High Priestess. We've got lots of cats and bats and all of those kind of things. She's got her book of knowledge. She's got everything that she needs. I love her outfit. Truly cute. I have to say, one of my favorite Empress cards ever. I mean, the fact that she is the tree, the tree is her, you know, they are one. And in the tree is all sorts of interesting things. So to me, it is just absolutely gorgeous. I love that we have the animals all over the place watching, the flowers, the nunus, the whole lot. I just really, and to me, the long hair, and as I said to her being the tree being her, it is just so Empress energy. I really do enjoy that. By the way, I never spoke about the cardstock, so let's talk about cardstock. First of all, they are not overly glossy. You can see you're not getting much. I mean, there is a little bit of reflection, but you're not getting much. They are quite a They're not overly flimsy, but they're not overly stiff either. I just think the cardstock is fabulous. I really do think the cardstock is fabulous. I love the size. I love the fact that they are borderless. All of that. The Emperor. I love the Hierophant. I love the fact that he's got that glow within his hands. I really do, because it shows that, you know, he contains the egg of knowledge, and he's got all of that, the wisdom, the understanding. And again, look at his roots. Can you see that? As much as he's standing tall and as much as he's standing proud and full of knowledge and full of inspiration and all of that, but if we look at the bottom here, he is roots. So him and the Empress, very similar energies there. Tall, slim trees, you know, standing confident. Doesn't matter about the storm clouds. It really doesn't. He's got this aura about him, and it's all coming here from his solar plexus. It's all coming here from his center. So I just love that. Sorry, picking up two. I love the Lovers. The cutest card ever. So here we have the two. I'm calling them monsters, but they are exchanging hearts. She's got a candle on her head. He's got a whole bunch of trees on his head. She looks like she's standing on her toes. She's trying to appear to be taller than she is. He's got his roots again, so he is the Hierophant. I love everything about that card. And of course the Chariot card just makes me giggle. Just makes me giggle. I don't know whether he's telling them to hurry up or slow down. Strength card. One side we are big and strong, one side we are thin and weak. Or is thin, weak, or is big, strong, you know. All of these kind of questions that we have to ask. Beautiful Hermit card. So again, if you are familiar with the RWS system, you're going to see a lot of similarities. You're going to see that this particular deck is easy to read. You know, if you are familiar with the RWS system, it really is easy to read. Justice card. The fact that it is a tree trunk, a broken tree trunk, but it's got arms stretched out. It's got nest in each end. The bird in the middle going like, I don't know where to be. Should I there? Should I there? Which one am I taking from? Really interesting. And again, the river in the background. I like it. The Hanged Man. Very interesting death card. I have to say to you, a very interesting death card. So we've got a tunnel on that end. We have this bird-like creature standing here. He's got a nest on his head. He has this huge big egg over here where there has been this tiny little being that has come out of it. The little being's got its hand up saying, hey, 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 here I am, here I am. There is the other half of the egg that has broken and fallen. But look how barren the trees are. There's no leaves. There's no life. We've got skull and crossbones lying over there. But the bird here is quite prim and proper in his suit with this little pocket serviette or tissue. And I mean, just look at the little character. Just look at that little character. And, you know, to me, it's like he's not strong enough to do it on his own. So he's using the bird and he's now putting his hand up, and it's almost like, is he controlling the bird or is the bird controlling him? You know, where is it? But it's all about rebirth. And that's exactly what the death card is all about. It's all about hatching out of that. And the actual act of breaking that shell and hatching out is difficult. And we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what to expect once we've exited from our safety of that. So he is emerging. He is coming out of his shell and he's like putting his hand up and going, all right, that's okay. We can do this. So I really do love that death card. Temperance. Brilliant. Love the cowboy boots. Love the cowboy boots. Devil card. We've got the SOS, the dollar signs. We've got all the booze and cigarettes and all the rest of the stuff happening all around it. There's fire, there's chaos, there's debris, there's eaten apples, there's all sorts of things. There's even a trophy kind of thing over there. So there's lots of, and you can see he's got his headphones on, so he's quite oblivious. He's like turning his eye on all the stuff happening around him, and he's just enjoying whatever it is that he's got. So quite an appropriate devil card. Airplane in the background, all our man-made issues that we have. So quite an appropriate devil card. Tower card. Of course, the first thing you see when you think about when you see this is an upside down Mary Poppins. Absolutely upside down Mary Poppins. Star card. I love how the star is actually as a balloon, and there's a string, and he's holding on to the string. He's like, hold on, let me just finish pouring in this beautiful colored water here, and then we will move on with our star. The moon. So she's taking a her lobster for a walk along the path. There is her fear, there is her anxiety, there is her intuition. The sun. I love it. I absolutely adore it. Discretion. And the world. So that's the major arcanas. Now to go into the minor arcanas, just make sure the camera is in focus. We have Ace of Pentacles, so we're doing the Pentacle suite first. And again, it's a huge big hand holding the globe, holding the world, holding the ball. And again, the nails are so sharp, it's like they're going to pierce and break and slice you open. Two of Pentacles, all mummified, trying to find his balance. We've got the pyramid, we've got camels in the background. The disc, the wheel, standing on one, that one over there, trying to hold their balance. Ta-da! Look at me, look at my awesomeness. That's what I hear when I see that. I love it. Absolutely gorgeous. Isn't he the cutest little, I don't know, toad sitting under the toadstool mushroom? I think it is so cute. Holding on to, and we even got the little snail, all significant. Five of Pentacles is quite an interesting one, and I remember watching, I think it was actually Monica, she had posted something, I think it was on YouTube, I can't remember, and she explained what was actually happening in this card. So this creature, for want of a better phrase, is looking at these people having a fabulous time and feeling so alone, isolated, and almost sorry for himself that he's not part of the party, not part of the celebration. So it's about being on the outside looking in. So it was such an interesting variation, if I can say, on this, on the standard image of being, you know, dirty and abandoned outside a church building as such. Six of Pentacles looks like Christmas. Everybody's exchanging gifts, helping and sharing. Seven of Pentacles, nurturing the garden. I don't know who's going, if they're going to eat the steak, or if they, or if the person nurturing is going to get eaten there. But I love it. Eight of Pentacles, working hard, making all those sugar skulls. Nine of Pentacles, such an interesting one because she is the bird. The bird is her. Normally, the Nine of Pentacles, we have that beautiful maiden, and she's got that gorgeous bird with her, but this time round, you know, it's all one and the same, and it makes sense to me. It really does make sense to me. Ten of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. I love it. The Knight, and look at his huge bag of money that he's guarding with his life. That is what is significant and important for him. The Queen with her cauldron. She's also got her bag of money in the cauldron. We've got birds in the trees in the background. Even the kitty cat's got a cauldron down here. And our King of Pentacles. He's got his money piled up. He's counting. He's trying to find his balance. I love the crystals coming out of his head, just to bring some balance and some understanding to the whole situation. Into our swords, and I love that one. I love, again, we've got the sharp nails, but that feather is absolutely beautiful. Just really depicts it quite nicely. Two of Swords, we are blindfolded, we choose not to see. Look how choppy the waters are in the background. Look how choppy everything is. So it's like very much uncertainty, isn't it? Three of Swords, the dreaded Three of Swords. And, you know, it's interesting that she's chosen like a crow type of bird for this one, because, yeah, we all know what crows are symbolic of. I love that Four of Swords. So he's taken his swords and he's erected his hammock on them. So, yes, he is waiting, and yes, he is resting, and yes, he's doing everything that he needs to do. But he's utilizing, he's being very ingenious. Five of Swords. Isn't that also just the cutest you've ever seen? So the Six of Swords is traditionally in the boat, moving from one place to another. But now we have this water monster that's either helping them or stopping them. I'm not quite sure what it is, because at first I thought, okay, it's the water monster that's going to take them to their destination. But then I wondered, well, maybe they think they're moving, but they don't realize that the water monster's actually got them captive and keeping them still. Seven of Swords. Eight of Swords. 9. Feel so sorry for the voodoo doll, don't we? Page of Swords. Love it. Okay, and then we're on to the fiery wands, as you can see. Let's just tidy these up because the pile is getting big now. Right, so we have the Ace of Wands, all fiery, and she's sitting there. She's creating the fires, but she's quite oblivious and doing whatever it is that she needs to do. We have our Two of Wands. You can see the wind is blowing. Which one's going to go out? Which one are we going to go for? We have the magic ball, crystal ball. Love the octopus. Waiting for a ship to come in. Happiness and celebration. Our little spiders are weaving the web to make the canopy. Five of Wands. Fighting. And it's interesting that their wands are actually, I'm going to call it they're either, I don't know if they're hats or if they're actually growing out of their heads like horns. I think they're growing out of their heads like horns. Six of Wands. Celebration. Happiness. About to drop the needle into the volcano and cause it to erupt. Who's going to give in first? Eight of Wands. She's left it to the last minute on that one, hasn't she? Nine of Wands. Oh, shame that poor mouse. Such a lot to carry. And, of course, there happens to be a ripe apple at the top as well. Poor little mouse. Struggling so hard to get his wood home. Page of Wands. Love the rose in the mouth. Romantic gestures and all. Our Queen. And our King. And he's got all his little people. There's snakes and birds and whatever that have all. And notice how they're also diminutive. They're also small in comparison to his size. And our last suit is Cups. So we have Cup runneth over. I love our little fishy with his party hat and his, I don't know if that's a horn that he's blowing. I don't know, a whistle, or if it's a cigar or a cigarette. I'm not quite sure. How cute is that? These two kissing whatever they are with their big fat tummies. Isn't it just the cutest? And their little cocktails. It's very cute. I absolutely adore that. I love that how it just keeps repeating and repeating and repeating. Get a Harry Potter kind of vibe there. I don't know if it's the colors of the tie or the fact that it is a tie and it's the hat, but I really get a Harry Potter kind of vibe from that card. Eight of Cups. Walking away from, I don't know what kind of fluid it is, preservatives and all the stuff there. Nine of Cups. I love the Ten of Cups. Really one of the prettiest cards. You know, all these barrels of paint and so many different colors and all the rest of it. I really do enjoy that. Page of Cups is cute. And again, the page has got a cup with, with a fish in it. That fish has a cup with a fish in it, and so on. It's too cute. The Knight. Our Queen with her guitar and her steaming cup of whatever it is. Stormy waters in the background. And finally, our King. Okay, so though that is the cards. Let me just zoom in the opposite direction so that you can see everything quite clearly. So that is Shadowland's Tarot, and as you can see, it really is absolutely awesome. As I said, I have not shuffled before, and I do believe that this gold gilding that is on it can sometimes cause a problem with shuffling. You can see that it almost sticks in groups. I don't know if it's visible, but it doesn't separate very easily. But let's give it a shuffle. It is a bit thicker than normal cardstock. Okay, so the pile of cards is a little bit thicker than normal, but the actual card size are amazing, especially for people like me with small hands and arthritic fingers. It's quite easy to shuffle. Let's see if I can do a riffle shuffle. There is a slight bow to the card, so it might be a bit of a challenge, but let's have a look and see how they fall. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Let's try one more. small hands are always a challenge, isn't it? I think with regular use it will get easier. Okay, so let's draw one card and see what is Shadowland's Tarot. What is the first thing we need to know? What is the first thing Shadowland's Tarot wants to tell us today? Right, I'm going to put them down, just cut it straight there, and let's take this card. And we have the Two of Pentacles. We have to find balance. We have to find understanding, and we need to make sure that we don't just jump in the deep end because we will drown. I love it. So friends, thank you for joining me for Shadowland's Tarot walkthrough. I do hope you enjoy it, and I do hope that I've sort of given you another option, because, you know, I am such a tarot lover, addict, and all the rest of it, but I honestly believe that tarot as a tool for self-development is really awesome. And this particular deck, the Shadowland Tarot by Monica Bodirsky, is really such an awesome deck for self-development, for self-understanding, for growth and betterment of self. So if you are looking for something like that, this is definitely the deck to get. With love and blessings from my heart to yours. Until next time, take care.